Alright, I'm back. Well, it's tree cutting time. Everybody's getting ready for winter, gathering wood, heat their house, or just for bonfires. If you watch my past videos, you know I bought this Timberwolf Echo. I really like it, but you're looking at 17 pounds when you have all the fluids in it. And it's got a 20-inch bar. Like I say, I'm really happy with it, but it weighs quite a bit for me. I'm not getting younger. And to use that to, after you cut the tree down, then you got to go in and de-limb the trunk. And, you know, cutting 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 2 inch branches coming off the trunk. This thing the weight starts to get to me. So what I did was I went out and bought DeWalt 12-inch 20-volt electric chainsaw, battery operated. It's got a 5-amp battery. Hope you can see that. A couple of the features. Okay, let me take that off there. This is where you put your oil in. Just flip that up, turn it, and you can put your oil in there. Your battery pack is in the back here. That just slides in here. On it, it's got the hand brake on it. The tension spring, or not the spring, but the chain here. What you do, you flip this up, turn this, rotate that, then you can either decrease or increase the length of the chain, and then you just tighten that back down and you're ready to go. You don't have to have another wrench or any other appliances to make it work. This is where your safety trigger, you have to press that in to be able to pull the trigger, which is, I'm not crazy about where that's at. It's kind of a pain if you're working around the corner or something like that and you don't have the saw started, then you have to push the button and pull the trigger. So that's one of the downfalls that I see in it. It'd be nice if it was someplace else, but I know they have to have the safety features built in there. I'll show you the firewood that I've cut with it. Okay, I don't know how well this is showing up, but the back of my mule here, these are all the limbs I cut from one charge. Now, keep in mind, each one of these limbs, or branches, or whatever, pieces of wood, has 2 cuts on every one of them. So if you were to multiply the number of pieces of wood I have here by 2, that'd tell you how many cuts I get. And this is on 1 full charge, plus I've cut, and I already burned it because we need some heat. But this is about a 3-4 inch log there. I'm going to set this up and show you how it cuts and what I can do with it by it being electric rather than gas. And you have to, the only trouble I found with this is you have a tendency to think it's a toy because it doesn't make a lot of noise, and that's the other reason I bought it. Is if I'm cutting something and I'm going to get in trouble, somebody can yell at me and I can hear them. I don't have to wear ear protection, eye protection, and chaps all the time, except for right now. I'm just going to make a couple cuts, be real careful doing it, just to demonstrate the saw. So let me do that. You don't have to turn down the volume because there won't be any noise. I think I got my back to you. Let me get over here. I think this will be better. They say this log here is probably about 3 inches in diameter. And I know this isn't the safest way to do it, but just demonstration purposes. Nothing to it. Now the other thing I've noticed that I've been able to do, and I would never do this with a gas-powered chainsaw, but I feel pretty comfortable doing it with this saw here. And take this is only about 1 inch in diameter, but I would never do this with a power saw, but I feel comfortable doing it with the electric saw here. I hope I'm getting this in the frame. Oh, I forgot my disclaimer. I paid full price for this. Not sponsored by DeWalt or anything. You have to go online, looking at all the different reviews and that of the different saws. They say that this can cut 90 4x4 treated lumber, which I don't know, but I'm getting a lot of cuts out of one charge with that 5 amp. And the other reason why I went with the DeWalt was I have, I think, 4 tools that are all DeWalt. I'm a fan of DeWalt. Probably you can tell. But I figured I'd buy the DeWalt that way there. I have the 5 amp battery that came with it, and then I have 4 other batteries that are 3 amp that I can continue cutting. Just slap them in there and just cut away. Okay, the other thing is I'm trying to get rid of my gas mixing oil and so on and so forth. It's just a real pain. And now that these electric chainsaws and leaf blowers and weed whackers, they're getting more run time. They're getting to the point where start looking into them. The other thing, in the wintertime, I don't have to worry about trying to start the chainsaw. Or the other thing is, nice thing about the electric there is, if I'm cutting limbs and that, and I want to set the gas chainsaw down, and move some limbs in that, I have to turn it off. Then I have to go back and restart it. And sometimes I forget to flip the on button on, and I pull, and next thing I know I have it flooded, and it dawns on me that I've got to turn the switch on to start it. So that's another pain. But that's a user operator error, not anything to do with the saw. Well, I just thought I'd throw this out here in case somebody's thinking about going to battery powered chainsaw. You may want to look into them. I'm finding this to be real handy delimbing trunks. The biggest piece of wood I've cut with that is probably 8 inches, and I didn't have that much of a problem with it. So I'm just rattling on here, so I'm going to call it a wrap on this. And as always, my videos are free. Thank you for watching.